came in on it when Clarence Thomas was just railroading. They just were all ready and prepared, all of them, to railroad over the Colorado attorneys. And there were a couple of them because it was about whether Trump can be on the ballot in Colorado. Colorado, its own court said, yeah, because the people that administer for Colorado, I don't know if it's Secretary of State, whatever it is, said he's an insurrectionist. In the Constitution, it's very clear he's not qualified. You got to be a certain age, you got to be born in the country, and you can't have fomented an insurrectionist or give aid or comfort to insurrectionists. So they're like, yeah, we can't have this guy on the ballot. Now, he's on the ballot because in the event of an appeal, they said, okay, we can't remove it if it's being appealed. And of course, on day one, it was being, they made this ruling and then it was. Mm-hmm. So the ballots went overseas already. This I don't know that there was, except it went right up to the Supreme Court. Other than that, it probably, even though there was this contention because of the appeals, he would have stayed on the ballot. And this is all about him running out the clock and doing all these appeal processes and all these attorneys. Now, so it went quickly to the Supreme Court, and they were nasty, just awful. What a horrible court. All of them. Justice Jackson she was great, but she was finding, they were, challenging and finding the arguments. But they were not, they were just railroading. Clarence Thomas was like, I told you this. He's like that. And he's like, blah, right? And then in comes, blah, blah. That's and then in comes, so this, I'm listening to it because you can't see it. You can listen to it. And then in comes Gorsuch. He's like a toddler. He's like, he has a, it's like a, that's Gorsuch. God only knows what he was saying, but he wouldn't let the guy get a word in edgewise. And then John Roberts comes in and it's like, oh, but it's sad if he's not on the ticket. That's sad. Why would we do that to him? That's John Roberts. Oh, and then out of nowhere comes Kagan, who is now on my shit list.
Okay.
And she comes because this is her argument. Well, I don't know why Colorado gets to decide the president for all the rest of. Why should one state decide the president for all the other states? It's like, how did you get there? Right? First of all, that's not, you're collapsing. This is such a bad faith argument coming out of a Supreme Court justice it was enraging me. And it was also just like, I felt like I was like, I'm in a twilight zone. I'm in a twilight zone